What I've learned in HS 410. Let's start from the beginning. We very first learned in class about the facts on our nation's elders. An elder is someone who is 65 or older. It's clear that the older population is growing rapidly. This is due to the baby boomers and because of the increase in life expectancy, which is now 78.2 years old. We also learned that the elderly are less educated, some barely graduating from high school. In the US, we have 8.9 million widows, which are women, and 2.1 million widowers, which are men. The great difference between these two could be due to the fact that women do live longer than men do. As usual, men have a higher income than women, and that's the same with the elderly. However, most live in poverty because their only income is through Social Security. Most elders have at least one chronic condition, and while Medicare does help with these costs, sometimes it isn't enough. The average budget of someone living off Social Security is $12,080 a year. You can tell from this graph that women are more likely to fall into poverty than men, and the percentages increase as they get older. We watched an amazing video in class that showed the physical changes we go through as we get older. As we age, we often develop less hair, gray hair. Our skin sags and it wrinkles, and we lose height. Even our bone structure changes, our vulnerability increases, and our brain disintegrates, as well as our aorta and our heart enlarging. And on top of all that, our muscle mass decreases as well. So many health things can go wrong, and it would be difficult for the elderly to afford everything. Another phenomenal video we watched in class was about the progression of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's affects more than 5 million people at various stages. It is projected that by 2050, 16 million will be affected by Alzheimer's. We can see that Alzheimer's is a physical disease. Not only do you lose memory, but your brain loses mass as well. It's obvious that forgetting everyday things can be scary for some and make it hard for someone to live on their own. Which brings me to the next topic of assisted living homes. There was so much information given about assisted living homes, I could hardly keep up. Most importantly, I learned that an assisted living home is not just a shelter, but it is a place for healing. Assisted living homes should be set up to make it feel more like a home and less like a hospital. Orientation is a key aspect, as they can be easily confused. Rooms should be laid out in such a way that it is easy for them to find their way around. Color and texture also plays a huge role, as well as the patterns, because certain colors and patterns can confuse the elderly, especially with someone who has Alzheimer's. Assisted living homes can help in the slowing down progression of certain diseases. So how can I use this information in my future career? My dream job is to run an assisted living center. Learning the layouts and how the interior should be decorated will help me out a lot to make my residents feel comfortable and at home. And in general, the class has helped me to understand the needs of the elderly and how to better assist them. I've learned so much more about the needs of the elderly than I thought I would in this class. I can't wait to take the knowledge of what I've learned to apply it to my very own assisted living home.